I just signed up for my own health insurance from the care market, I guess is what it's called. And I just had a horrible experience.
And then when it's reduced to anxiety and I say, okay, can I change my medication regimen to hopefully suit my anxiety better, to treat my anxiety better? No. Fuck you, dude.
Because healthcare in the United States is an epic failure.
What is wrong with the American healthcare system and the insurance companies? Like, really, what's wrong with them?
I'm gonna say this with my whole fucking chest. Something in healthcare needs to change.
I got billed $800 from the hospital the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why? Like, what's the point of me having insurance?
Healthcare is broken, and TikTok is furious. From insane medical bills to insurance nightmares, we're breaking down the rants you need to hear. Let's start with the first rant.
I ended up in the hospital with a medical condition that requires me to now take medication every day of my life. Compared to some other people's medicine, this is nothing. Just to avoid being unalive, I have to pay $100. Didn't ask for. I work a full-time job with benefits. $100 is after insurance. We shouldn't have to pay for this. My 2 cents. And I can't imagine it's gonna start getting any better.
I'm gonna say this with my whole fucking chest. Something in healthcare needs to change. I'm not sure if any of you guys have been following the news, but here, let me give you a quick recap. In Florida, a man assaulted a nurse, broke every bone in her face. They're saying that she's gonna lose her eyes or her vision. In Pennsylvania, a man walked in and open fired a gun, killing officers, nurses, doctors, but don't worry, the report says no patients were harmed. In Kentucky, a woman in the emergency room stomped on a nurse's head, severely injuring her. These are just a few stories that have made national headlines in the last week or so. What people don't understand is that on a daily basis in an emergency room, dangerous behavior, assault against medical staff takes place. Any other profession, if a patient, if a person assaulted you, police would be involved, charges would be pressed. It doesn't matter if they have a psych history, if they're off medications. If somebody threatens you and physically harms you, there are consequences. I don't know when it has become so acceptable that a nurse, because they're a nurse, or because they work in healthcare, because they choose to care for people that have high acuity, sometimes mental health crisis, have to be subjected to this. It's actually infuriating. People wonder why I left the emergency room. It's not because I don't love emergency medicine. It's not because I was at a place in my career where I necessarily wanted to be done. But I'm burnt out of this. I am burnt out of this culture. Healthcare systems care more about their reviews, customer service, to the point where you're putting your life in danger. I have been hit. I have had urine thrown at me. I have been verbally berated and assaulted. I have been threatened. My life has been threatened by patients. My family has been threatened by patients. I know we make light of these situations like the nurse trauma dumps, and we share glimpses into what some of those stories look like. And some people think, how dare you? No empathy. You know what? I have a family that I go home to every night. I have a husband. I have a son. Yes, I care about people. And yes, some people are not in a state where they're in their right mind. But that does not mean that just because I chose this profession and I care about people, that it is okay for anyone to walk into any hospital and murder, threaten, assault any staff taking care of them. I had to leave the ER because mentally I could not handle it anymore. In my own experience at one of the ERs I worked at, we had a patient who was upset, with the staff. He wasn't getting what he wanted. He stormed out of the department. He went to his vehicle. He got a machete out of his car, busted his way back through the front doors. And the only reason he didn't make it back to harm the nurse and the doctor that he was after is because, thank God, the double doors were shut and locked at the time that he tried to come back in. This is not abnormal behavior. People think that these national headlines are just like one-offs. No, this is the norm. Every single day, there is assault happening against healthcare workers. It's not safe. The system has failed us. As a system, we have failed these patients, but you know what? It is unacceptable that these incidences are happening. It makes me very sad. It makes me very angry. Something needs to change. Something needs to change in our healthcare system.
All Big Jal Yoops is out here ranting about healthcare costs. I need meds to stay alive, and it's $100 after insurance. Bro, if staying alive is this expensive, I might just start selling organs. Meanwhile, Actually89 is calling out the dangers healthcare workers face daily. Nurses are getting assaulted, threatened, and even attacked with machetes. Bro, if this is what customer service looks like, I'm out.
Sit down, buckle up, because I gotta rant about something real quick. Please, for the love of God, do not tell me how to do my job unless we have the same credentials. Because I don't go around telling any doctors or nurses or PCAs or PTs or OTs how to do their jobs. If you don't got no little RT after your name like I do, sit down and let me do what I gotta do. I know what I'm doing. I went to school for this, not you. Because, like I said, I ain't telling anyone else how to do their job. You have your job, and I have my job. And at the end of the day, yes, we are all here to care for a patient. And that's fine, because you specialize in something that I don't specialize in. So I'm not going to be going around telling you what to do. So yeah, so let's try normalizing that in the workplace. Okay? Bye, guys.
Same thing has always happened today. Went to the fucking physician, and everything that I was explaining was reduced to anxiety again. Man, I've had anxiety my whole life. I've had these symptoms for the last 10 months. For the last 10 months, I haven't been able to fucking live my life normally. Can't be in public too long before I feel the need to fucking vomit. And I feel that way in my house, too, in private. The fucking twitching and spasms and shit. Waking up in the middle of the night. Fucking shaking and tremors and shit. The nausea, the vomiting, the vertigo. Are you kidding me? This is not fucking anxiety. I swear to God, man, it feels like I'm being fucking gaslit right now. And then when it's reduced to anxiety and I say, okay, can I change my medication regimen to hopefully suit my anxiety better, to treat my anxiety better? No. Fuck you, dude. This is some bullshit. I've had anxiety my whole fucking life. I've never had these symptoms before, ever. If you're a physician and you're watching this shit, dude, if you're my physician and you're watching this shit, you're not a psychiatrist. Look at things from a physical standpoint. What could be wrong here? Yeah, anxiety is a diagnosis that I have. That diagnosis doesn't rule out the possibility that there's something very fucking wrong, especially with kidney issues, inner ear issues coming into play. I get it's just easy. It's easier to say that it's just anxiety, but it's easier for you to say that. It's not easier for me to say that, because then I have to keep fucking living like this without relief, might I add. Bro, I'm thinking about fucking learning the nuances of Bitcoin and just fucking buying a bunch of benzos off the fucking dark web. Not for the reason you're thinking, just to fucking stave off the vertigo, dude. I'm fucking nauseous, right? I feel like I'm gonna vomit right now. I'm so pissed off that I'm fucking ranting right now, dude. I just feel fucking defeated. Okay, I feel like there's no relief that I can fucking find anywhere, whether that be through healthcare or not. I'm fucking tired of waking up and feeling like this for the past almost a year now. Fucking CT scan me, dude. Give me one ultrasound. Spin me around in a fucking chair, see if I have Meniere's or something. Nothing, dude. Just reduced to anxiety without any test. I mean, I got an upper endoscopy one time. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know what it is. Man, I'm fucking tired. I want to feel normal again, man. I want to live life normally. I want to wake up, not fucking dread the day.
Ariana Callisto is out here telling everyone to back off. If you don't have RT after your name, don't tell me how to do my job. Bro, if I wanted unsolicited advice, I'd ask my mom. Let the professionals handle it. Meanwhile, at Domingo Redux is fed up with doctors reducing everything to anxiety. I've had anxiety my whole life, but this is next level. Bro, if I wanted to be gaslit, I'd call my ex. At this point, he's ready to buy meds off the dark web just to stop the vertigo.
I got billed $800 from the hospital the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why? Like, what's the point of me having insurance? I know the whole process of like co-insurance and things like that, but what's taking me out is when I looked at the bill and my claim through my insurance, I see the lines, okay? And the most expensive line was medical general services or general medical services. And I'm just like, what specific services cost this much? So the backstory is I had a cold and like I knew my symptoms. So like I'm just over here trying to remediate myself, like taking Robitussin, Mucinex, you know, things like that. Like I have a medical background / science background, so like I knew how to diagnose myself, but like not fully because like I was still not 100% better. I was sick for like almost towards the end of the week, and then Friday, that day that I went to the hospital, I was experiencing like shortness of breath, and I have asthma, and I take that shit seriously because like these are my lungs, and given with my family's history, like I need to go check it out. So I made a decision of just going to the hospital. I'm living by myself and I have insurance, so I'm just like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm alive, you know? Boom, I went to the hospital, you know, waited 3 hours, you know, and I get it. Like the ER is like super busy. Like you have to wait for like rooms to open up. So waited for 3 hours, whatever. Boom, I went in, got assessed by the nurse, you know, I told her my symptoms and what I'm feeling, things like that. So I got my x-rays done so they can check my lungs to see if like, you know, what's going on in there. Then they prescribed me medication. They gave me some antibiotics. They gave me some medication for my coughing, an inhaler, which I desperately needed. Honestly, I was just going to the hospital just to see if I can get my inhaler to help me with my shortness of breath. But, you know, hospitals got to do what they got to do. They looked at my x-rays and they diagnosed me with early set pneumonia, which is an infection in your lungs. So I guess it was a good call for me to go to the hospital. And then I got the bill. The bill came out to be $800 some. Okay, luckily I have an FSA and it covered most of it, but I'm just like, dude, like what's the whole point? Like, I mean, I get it. I get the point. I think it's what's taking me out is just like the charges. And I'm just like, why do hospitals have the need to like overcharge you of the littlest things? Like Tylenol. Like you need to get an itemized bill to see like what the fuck am I being charged at the hospital. And you know, end of the day, it's a business. Everything when it comes to healthcare is a business. So like you're gonna get charged for like the services they provide for you. So I just need to get this thing straightened out either with my insurance or the hospital, because like I just need to know like what went down. Like I know for me, like my main concern was being alive, being able to breathe, being able to just function normal everyday activities. Now I'm better. Thank you, God. I appreciate that. Gracias a Dios. So, yeah, I'm just dealing with that. And it just stinks. It stinks so much how like healthcare, insurance, everything has to do with money. And like, why can't we just get like universal healthcare or whatever?
Y'all, listen, happy Tuesday, right? Happy Tuesday. So, Jen's rant for the day. What is wrong with the American healthcare system and the insurance companies? Like, really, what's wrong with them? Because if y'all know from previous videos, in June of last year, I had a surgery. It was a 2-part surgery for a bladder stimulator. And I have to have a bladder stimulator. I don't have to have it, but I need it because your girl pees her pants all the time. Because her bladder is overactive and it also does not drain properly. So yeah, and it can only hold, fun fact, my bladder can only hold 75 cc's before it just lets loose. There's like no muscle control down there, I swear. So anyhow, had this surgery, right? And insurance was supposed to cover it. Long story short, they didn't tell me that I needed an appeal. And then last month, someone emailed me from some company, surgery company, and was like, hey, Aetna is refusing to pay your surgery because they say it's not medically necessary. First of all, how do you know it's not medically necessary? Okay, so that's my first complaint. How do you know it's not medically necessary? Second of all, why are you telling me this so many months after my surgery? And then you're giving me a deadline to make an appeal. So anyhow, we made an appeal actually in January 17th. And I got the letter in the mail yesterday saying that we were too late on the appeal and that they will not be covering it. And yeah, final denial, it said. Final denial. Okay, Dr. Seuss. So come on now. They said it was not medically necessary, and I'm sitting here like, do you want me to screenshot all the texts I sent to my urologist? Yes, my urologist and I are best friends. Like, we text all the time. Like, do I need to send you screenshots of me telling her I peed my pants? Because I've got millions. And I mean, I've pissed my pants at work. I've pissed my pants in public. Like, it's just, I pee my pants. I am 29 years old. I think it is medically necessary that I have a bladder stimulator so I don't pee my pants. Can you only imagine when I'm 90, if I even make it that long? It's okay. It's okay. So my surgery is $47,000 though. So if you've waited this long through this video to hear all this, thank you so much. $47,000. But don't worry. Aetna covered $739 out of the $47,900 and something dollars that I owe. It's fine. It's fine. All right, y'all. But y'all have a good day. Thank you for listening to my rant. Happy Tuesday. Hope y'all go get some drinks tonight or something. And yeah, enjoy y'all's day.
Steph Rohr XOX19 just paid $800 to find out breathing is a luxury. Sis walked into the ER for an inhaler and left with pneumonia and a bill that could buy a whole new lung. Meanwhile, at Gina Swalt got hit with a final denial from insurance. Bro, they really told her, just hold it in. $47,000 to not pee your pants? At this point, I'd just start a GoFundMe called Save My Dignity.
Talk a little bit about healthcare, because healthcare in the United States is an epic failure. People pay out the wazoo for their insurance plans, only to have high deductibles and premiums and co-insurance that make it feel like it's not even worth paying for insurance in the first place, right? And what I find interesting is the insurance industry and the health insurance industry in the US is a completely different business model than other insurance companies, right? You have your home insurance, you have your car insurance, you have your life insurance. Now, all of these different insurances you pay into monthly or you pay annually. And if you file a claim, they pay out, right? As long as it's not fraudulent. So my car insurance, I get into an accident. It's not my fault. It's an accident that's worth paying my deductible because maybe it's, a couple $1,000s. My deductible's $500, right? I'm willing to pay $500 out of pocket to have my insurance company pay for the rest of the repairs to my car, another car, whatever it may be, whatever the situation may be, right? That's the business model. You pay in, they pay out, depending on your liability in the situation. Health insurance does not follow that model. Health insurance companies essentially act as a negotiator. They go to doctors go to them, and they say, we want to be in network with you. And my terms and my contract of being in network with you, doctor, is you can only charge $100 for an appointment with your customers, and we will pay 20% of that appointment. Okay? So doctor says $100, they're going to pay 20% of that. So the health insurance is going to give us $20, and then the customer is going to pay their 20% co-insurance up to their deductible, right? So that $100 healthcare pays 20% of that. So that $80 I have to cover until my deductible's met. After my deductible's met, now I only have to pay a dollar amount or a percentage of that. Say it's 20%. So now I have to pay 20% of that. So now the doctor's getting, after I meet my deductible, $40. Whereas insurance companies make it seem like after your deductible's met, they cover that $80 extra. But that's not how that works.
So I turned 26 in November, and I just signed up for my own health insurance from the care market, I guess is what it's called. And I just had a horrible experience, and I want to know if it's normal. The insurance that I am choosing, because it's the only one that will fit with the doctors I have and the needs I have, is going to be a $450 monthly payment. And it's with Oscar Health. And I've never heard of that before. The other options were United Healthcare for $650 a month. And there was no Blue Cross Blue Shield offered. There was no, I guess there was Aetna, but my doctors weren't covered through Aetna insurance. And I'm just wondering if anyone else has had this god-awful experience. Anyway, eat the rich and...
Ohana Carlino just found out staying alive is a premium feature. She thought her meds were $25 a month until her deductible reset and boom, $372 just to poop. Insurance was like, nah, we're just middlemen. Meanwhile, the CEO of United Healthcare is probably wiping his yacht with the $100 bills. Hanav Noonam just paid $450 a month for the privilege of being broke. She turned 26, picked a plan, and now her cheapest option is the half a rent check. The better one? $650 per month. At this point, might as well go full medieval and start bartering chickens for checkups. Duck Hospital. Are you fed up with the healthcare system? Let us know in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our next deep dive. Until then, stay healthy and keep fighting.